It's a beautiful day already. I'm looking outside as I'm speaking to you, and it's always so important that we even look at the times and the seasons. And that's what we've been doing all year. And even before 2021, we have been kind of focused on paying attention to everything all around us, not just me, myself, and I, but to our family members, to friends, to fellow believers, to non-believers. Every soul matters, So it's always very important that we don't just focus on self, because selfishness is never of God. And the more communication I've had with everybody this week, whether it's by text or email, phone calls, the more important, kind of like getting to the heart of the matter. And we've kind of talked about this probably most of the year, because when we get down to the basics of life, everything revolves around the heart. And so, I got a lot of interest in feedback this week from, just different communication, just regarding, every person, their homes, family members, and just real concerns about, like the path that people are taking. It's not just about, okay, somebody needs a car or, a house and all those things. These are things God always provides. We've seen time and time again where God has come through in so many ways and blessed us with things. But for most people that I heard about from this week, the concern was like for the family. I'm concerned about my spouse. I'm concerned about, my children, and I'm concerned about their salvation. I'm concerned about the path that their lives are taking. So it kind of resonated with me, because even in my family, I don't have siblings, but like all my cousins, a lot of my family members, they have, like my aunt had like 8 children. And so I grew up in the sense that there was always this concern for like one sibling for another, or, checking on your cousins to make sure that they're okay. And, always being aware of what was going on, not in the sense of just being nosy, but wanting to make sure, as the old song says, that it is well with the soul. A lot of times we check on somebody's health, we check on their finances, we check on, or their, all these things, and all are important because we've prayed about all of those things. But sometimes we don't think about the soul. What's, because sometimes you can have a whole lot of issues going on and problems, but when your soul is at peace, you just have a better grasp and a better ability to just say, you know what, I'm going to have faith, I'm going to have hope, and I'm going to continue on. You have this sense of endurance, not because everything's perfect, but because your soul is at peace. So we know, like the soul, the heart of things, that really comes into play. So when we've talked about, just getting our hearts in that place. And I think last week we kind of covered about the danger of being kind of like in this place of woe, where kind of like instead of obeying God and doing what he says and trusting him, and we kind of went through Jeremiah a little bit, the people of God back then found themselves in this place where God was saying, I'm not even going to listen to them, because they keep wandering away from everything that I've told them to do, everything that I've given them. No matter how much I've shown them I've loved them, they just keep wandering away. And so Jeremiah was in this place where he was really weeping for the people of God and crying out to God, but his hope stayed steadfast. He kept saying, but my hope is in you, God. Even if God was saying, I have a conflict with my people, there is trouble coming, there is wrath coming, because no matter what I've done or how I've shown them, that I'm faithful to them, that I love them, that I'm willing to heal them, that I'm willing to rescue them, they keep wandering away from me. And so I don't, that's a position I don't think any of us want to be, in.